Ever hear someone holler across a quiet lake at 7 a.m.? It's a rude way to start the day, especially when the shouter's a brassy blonde in a loud tracksuit named Karen. "Move that heap off the water, James," she yelled, like she was commanding a fleet. "It's against HOA rules." I stood on my porch, coffee in hand, watching mist curl off the lake. My Boata simple aluminum fishing rig was tied neatly at my dock. My private dock, on my lake. A detail Karen didn't grasp. "Morning, Karen," I called back. "How about less yelling?" She stomped up my drive, sneakers grinding gravel. "I don't care about your manners, James Larson. The HOA met, and your boat breaks Section 7, Article 4, no watercraft in community areas." I raised an eyebrow. "This dock's private. It's on the lake," she snapped. "That's everyone's. Your junk's an eyesore. The fishing club says it spooks the bass." I nearly chuckled. "Spooks the bass? Karen, it's quieter than your bunko night." She glared. "You've got 72 hours to move it, or it's $100 a day." I nodded. "Go ahead." She marched to her golf cart, smug as ever. That's when I decided, this stops now. Here's the secret. 20 years ago, I bought this land from a retiring farmer, lake included. I owned the whole thing, water, shoreline, everything. The HOA never checked county records, assuming the lake was community property. I'd let them believe it, letting folks fish, until Karen's crew overstepped. I pulled a folder from my safe. Deed, water rights, surveyor's map proof the lake was mine. The fishing club? Trespassers. The dock? Private. HOA rules. Irrelevant. I'd let it slide for years, but Karen's push meant war. Next morning, I posted a sign at the lake's entrance. Private property. No access without permission. By noon, Karen was back with a guy in a pink polo, gut straining his belt. "This is Tom, HOA vice president," she said, chest puffed. Tom's handshake was weak. "James, let's de-escalate. The fishing club's used the lake for 15 years. Without permission," I said. Tom cleared his throat. "You assumed wrong." I cut in. "After trying to find me for my boat, I'm closing the lake to the HOA. Effective now." Karen's face went white, then red. "You can't." I did. "Hope your base like streams." She fumed. "This is war, James." I smiled. "Threats? I'll call the sheriff with documents ready." They stormed off, Tom muttering about the board. I planned my next move. Karen wouldn't quit, and I wouldn't let her win. By the next HOA meeting, the neighborhood buzzed. My signs, the lake closure, the fishing club's ousting people were mad, but not at me. When they learned the HOA never verified lake ownership, questions flew. Why pay dues for a lake they didn't own? Why did Karen spend thousands on paddle boats? The fishing club was her pet project, funded by HOA cash for gear, fish stocking, and catered events. With it shut down, residents demanded answers. I stayed quiet. Karen was sinking herself. 3 days later, a pompous letter, taped to my door, accused me of blocking community resources and uncooperative behavior. Signed by Karen and 3 board members, it screamed desperation. I sipped tea, amused. They were scared. I called the county assessor and environmental commission, pulling lake records. The land plat, water rights, and a 32-year-old zoning note confirmed the lake was never community property. It was mine, bought outright. Then I saw workers in orange vests staking fencing on my lake's south shore. I approached, phone recording. "What's this?" A worker shrugged. "HOA's doing shoreline restoration. This is private land." "Who authorized it?" "HOA president, Karen something." I stopped them. "This is trespassing. I own this. Leave, or I call the sheriff." They packed up in 20 minutes. Across the street, Karen watched from her golf cart, arms crossed. I didn't wave, just returned to my dock. I filed a sheriff's complaint for encroachment, backed by my deeds and maps. Deputies visited Karen and Tom the next day. I watched Karen flail, Tom staring at the ground. They didn't approach me, but a neighbor, Lisa, emailed. An HOA treasurer for 6 months, she'd been sidelined by Karen, who locked her out of financial data. At a diner, Lisa shared a folder. Payments to vague vendors like Waterfront Services, checks endorsed by Orion M. The address? A shady apartment 2 towns over. "This is bigger than paddle boats," she said. I nodded. "Ready to go public?" She was. We waited 72 hours, gathering evidence. My deeds, fencing crew photos, Lisa's spreadsheet of suspect HOA expenses. We hand-delivered letters to every household, detailing the lake issue, questionable spending, and calling for an emergency meeting. Saturday's turnout was huge. Over 60 people packed the community center. Karen's crew sat up front, stone-faced. Lisa spoke first, exposing budget discrepancies. I explained the HOA's misuse of my lake and illegal fencing. Silence fell. An older man asked, "Where's the money?" Lisa said, "We'll find out." Karen stood, voice shaky. "This is a personal attack." Neighbors fired back, demanding transparency. Why no records, no permits? The crowd drowned her out. A motion passed to suspend Karen pending an audit. Tom quit on the spot. Lisa became acting chair. Bank statements revealed Ryan M. was Karen's nephew. Paid $18,000 for fake consulting. Karen was arrested for embezzlement. Her house hit the market within a month. I reopened the lake with a waiver and strict rules. Neighbors thanked me, some stopping by to chat. Lisa and I met occasionally. She led the reformed HOA, now respecting boundaries. 2 weeks post-arrest, a deputy delivered a subpoena. I was a witness in the Pineview Estates HOA investigation. The DA uncovered Karen's attempt to annex my lake 6 months earlier, forging surveyor signatures and a map erasing my ownership. A clerk's catch stopped it. At the courthouse, DA investigator Hayes took my statement. Did the HOA mention annexation? Never, I said. I'd have shut it down. He noted the fencing crew's lack of permits and tied waterfront services to a Georgia Shell account Karen opened. She was laundering, Hayes said. My deeds halted her scheme. Lisa's audit exposed more. Fake landscaping contracts, unverified purchases, Karen's legal reimbursements $78,000 missing. The grand jury indicted Karen on 7 felonies, including forgery and fraud. Tom and a board member, Diane, got probation, barred from HOA roles. The trial, where I testified, lasted 4 days. Karen, silent, got 8 years, parole after 5. Post-trial, Lisa hosted a gathering. No celebration, just closure. Neighbors relaxed, kids played, tension gone. By winter, fishing gear vanished from the lake. Frost glazed my dock, the water still. A typed note appeared under my wiper. Karen's not the only guilty one. Check the shed behind the tennis courts. I found the rusted shed, lock loose. Inside, bins held unopened HOA dues checks, deposit slips for an unauthorized account, and notebooks detailing a scheme to erase my claim. I turned it over to Hayes. 2 more board members, Diane and a former secretary, Mark, were arrested for mail fraud and conspiracy. A shadow account siphoned $118,000 for personal expenses, travel, renovations, tuition. In spring, Lisa proposed dissolving the HOA. A supermajority, 227 of 243 homeowners voted yes, ending it that summer. A nonprofit trust took over maintenance, funded voluntarily. I helped draft its charter, but skipped the board. At the final meeting, Lisa read, "Power isn't control. No title rewrites truth." Neighbors nodded, respectful. An old-timer, Walter, handed me cider. Thought the lake was just a view. It's a boundary, I said. And a mirror. As sunsets gilded the lake, I sat on my dock, reflecting. The truth nearly slipped away, but the community pulled back. The lake was for those who respected it, not claimed it. Karen thought she could redraw reality, but boundaries and truth held firm.